So watch out, you errant Negroes that are speaking too properly and dressing up too nice and going on cable news. The black enough police are on the case. So the idea is that if you're a will conservative, then you're of the streets and you're about the people and you are quote unquote stereotypically and authentically black, right? And if you're a quote unquote Carlton conservative, that means that you're not, you're lame, you're weak, you're not cool, you're not whatever, and you must have had like a different background from these quote unquote will conservatives. I think that the presence of Trump brought a lot of people together that may or may not have the same methods to try to get to the same place. And the absence of him is going to bring out kind of like a lot of this pettiness. And I think that obviously, I really do think that the argument is kind of petty and it's also counterproductive. And it is also an argument, this sort of Carlton conservative versus will conservative. Either you're of the people and you spend the time in the streets and you can talk to the streets, or you're not black enough and you're just being propped up by white people because you make them feel more comfortable. What is very interesting to me about this conversation is that this is very much playing a leftist game. This is what the left does. The left uses this not black enough argument as a tactic not only to control the voices that they would like to control, but also to elevate other voices at the expense of whatever is deemed as quote unquote not black enough. And I was listening to Brandon Tatum. He was doing a YouTube live and it came up on my Instagram feed. It had a really good point. I should have pulled that audio, but I didn't. It's okay. But I'm just going to paraphrase. He said, and I'm not entirely sure if I agree, but this is what Brandon Tatum said. He said that there are some people who are black first and then Republican, and there's some people who are Republican first and then black second. And that's actually fascinating because I'd never really thought about it like that. I knew when I was first coming in, I knew that I agreed with Republican policies for the most part, particularly with illegal immigration, particularly with border security, things like that, and particularly with this idea that love for America and love for this country is not something that should be closed off to me just because I'm black. And so I came to this not as somebody that thinks black all the time, but if we can get black people to think a little bit differently about some of these things, then it may elevate us in general. And I still believe that to this very day. I really do think that right now we need to be very careful about us trying to label, oh, well, you're not conservative enough, or you're not black enough, or this type of black person is not black enough, just because this type of black person has white fans. Because, and to wrap this up, the danger to this is that some of the people that are making this argument, even on the right, you wonder if they're making this argument because this is what they truly believe, or are they making this argument to appeal to African Americans on the left who think that black conservatives hate ourselves and them and everybody that's black, either way you shake it. So to wrap this up, you can never really make your arguments based on trying to appeal to the left.